Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here as we get set for our second elimination race of Season 1 of the WRA Oreo Cup Series. 12 drivers enter this round with the goal of making it to the round of 8. Sadly, for 4 drivers, it will come to an end here at the Michigan International Speedway for the Pure Michigan 400. Kyle Sutton on the pole position comes in as race 23rd in the point standings, alongside of Greg Rutz in the 98. Rutz, on the other hand, comes into this race. He is 9th in the points. Alexandria Van Damme and Danny Rant run number 2. Danny is trying to go for his 4th win of the season, while Alexandria Van Damme is trying to go for her first win of the season, rather. Here's a look at your points as we enter the elimination race, all the way down to Morgan Henderson. And we're about to get these cars rolling out onto the track. Just a little note, I put it on the helicopter camera because of this lagginess. So, if my game lags, I do apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. There we go. It'll do it on some occasions, if you ask me, so, yeah. Had something on my phone there I had to clear off. You can check down the description for your starting lineup for today's race. See where all your playoff contenders are starting. Also, after this race, not only will we have 4 more races left to go in the championship, but we will also have cut in our playoff grid in half. Of course, we already determined that Danny Rant, Lisa Gonzalez, Daniel Voles, and Greta Wagner were the 4 that got eliminated. And they're just out there trying to get the victory lane as many times as they can during the rest of the playoffs. But who will the 4 drivers be joining them as far as getting eliminated is concerned from the championship? We're about to find out. If my game starts lagging a little bit, I do apologize. Just nothing I can do about it except just have to roll with it, and that's all I'm gonna do in this race. The Pure Michigan 400 is green. Let's roll at Michigan. They were going almost 4 wide, but they sell it down to 3 wide. Alexandria Van Damme being pushed by her teammate Danny Rant in the 06. Boy, they're nearly 5 wide in the mid-pack. And Alexandria is going to lead the first lap. There's a KJM 1-2-3. That's Kevin Joseph, their team owner, right there in 3rd, making a KJM 1-2-3. Whereas the 4th of the trio, Lisa Gonzalez, she's at the rear of the field. So we say hello to the Sheriff Pace Car, the official pace car of the Oreo Cup Series. There's Luke Knight, one of the drivers in the battle for the championship, up high. Comes in this race, 7th of the 12 drivers in the chase for the championship. There's Reagan Whitlock back here. Amber Downey's back. Or Amber Downey's not in the battle for the championship. Lita Therese is back here. They're nearly 4 wide, but they're still 3. Marianne Jamestown. There's Lita Therese side by side with her teammate Betty Johnson and Lulu Champagne. Daniel Voles in the Cheetos colors this week. Of course, Voiles got eliminated in round 1 of the playoffs. There's Kyle Langland. One of 3 drivers left in the championship for World Mouse Racing. The other being Luke Knight up there in the 97, and of course, Alita Therese in the 74. Back up front, it's the 3 KJM cars up here at the front. That's Alexandria Van Damme, Danny Rand, and Kevin Joseph. Out of these 3 drivers, Danny Rand has been to victory lane 3 times this season. And he was recently eliminated after the round of 16. Whereas Kevin Joseph and his teammate, Alexandra Van Damme, they have not been to victory lane this season. Boy, these drivers are just trying to take their time. They're about to go 4 wide back there, but Jamestown thought better of it. Seth Cole 3 wide with Ben Erickson and Brenda Eveling. Meanwhile, Van Damme currently enjoying that clean air. Danny Rand's back there. They're already separated between 6th and 7th. So these drivers checking through the field. Seth Cole in the Superman colors this week. Seth Cole, one of the drivers, comes in that critical 8th in the points. That's a transfer spot of moving on into the next round of the playoffs. There's Lisa Gonzalez, who was eliminated in the first round. Right now we have a couple of drink sponsorships that are 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Van Damme and the Budweiser Red, White, and Blue scheme. You got Danny Rand, the Pepsi Max scheme. You got the Miller High Life car of Kyle Sutton and Troy King and the NOS Energy Audi. Two of those 3 cars owned by Kevin Joseph Motorsports. One is out of RPM Motorsports. That would be Troy Kang. Kyle Sutton out of Miller Racing, which that's a beer sponsorship company. And there's the only Lincoln in this pack. That's Soraya Itmed out of Smart Lincoln Enterprises. Checking back here, Marion Jamestown back here. Luke Knight, Josephine Bouvier, by the way, is your points leader. Some of these drivers who had good runs in the first 2 races of this round should be okay, but a win for them, they will be the points leader going into the round of 8, which will start next week at Texas. There's O'Neill Baldwin, Daniel Voiles. DV currently 15th in points. Of course, he made the playoffs, but was eliminated in the first round, as we're now 1/4 through this race. There's Greg Brutz, Red Riding Hood, Ish Taylor. The top 6 have broken away from the pack. It's just crazy. Back up front, Alexandria Van Damme. Currently still our race leader. Van Damme led the most laps at Atlanta, did not win. She's had competitive cars this season, but just never found a chance to go to victory lane, and she's trying to become the 3rd Kevin Joseph Motorsports driver to go to victory lane this season. Of course, I mentioned her teammate Danny Rand has 3 wins this season. Lisa Gonzalez, who was just recently eliminated in the round of 16, currently trying to get into the playoffs. So, really a critical race for them. Sorry, I had my earbuds in there. I forgot, so I do apologize. So Van Damme trying to get to victory lane. Be the third KJM driver to go to victory lane. Brittany White running way up high. There's Annie Thomas in the 23, passing Anne Maria, who's one of the drivers that is last of the 12 drivers that are in this round. Of course, when the checker flag waves in about 27, 26 laps from now, we'll find out who will be the 4 drivers that get eliminated. There's Bakersfield in the Diet Mountain Dew scheme. Amber Downey in the 93. There's Chloe Erickson, who won the elimination race at Bristol about 3 weeks ago. She's guaranteed into the All-Star race next season. Marion Jamestown, I should mention, she is the only playoff driver that out of the 16 that made it into the playoffs that has not been to victory lane this season. Isn't that a shocker? And if it wasn't for a top 30 setup, Marion Jamestown would have not been in the playoffs in the first place. Alexandria Van Damme, the only Belgium driver in this field. Signed a multi-year extension to remain with KJM. Although the length of the contract has not been touched, we don't know how many years, how much money that's going to be for the 02 team. She went to victory lane once with Nathan Orman Motorsports before Orman decided to part ways with Van Damme. Van Damme and their funding went straight over to KJM because KJM wanted to expand to a 4-car team, and her team owner, Kevin Joseph, who's right behind her in second place, took the chance with Van Damme. Van Damme did get a victory in the Reese's Pro, but was not high enough in points to even make it into the playoffs. So if Van Damme wins this race, this would be good confidence for her going into the Reese's Pro Series, because Van Damme really needs to turn her fortunes around. And of course, here's the thing. She's a driver in 2021 in the Reese's Pro Series that made it into the Final Four to compete for the championship, but came up short. And she went from the Final Four to almost dropping down to the Buffalo Wild Wings series, rather. And she would like to win this race. I know team owner Kevin Joseph wants her to win this race. And it's really important for Van Damme to win this race, because if she wins today, and keyword if she wins this race, it would be good confidence, because like I said, it's not been a good season. I mean, she's 21st in points. She is 5th in points of the drivers that did not qualify for the playoffs. And she would be the third KJM driver to go to victory lane this season. As we're going to be at the halfway point, lap 20 of 40. These drivers can make it on fuel. The question is going to be whether tires are going to be a factor in this race. Checking the back here. Cody Smart not having a good run. Of course, Cody Smart not in the playoffs. Marion Jamestown, Anne Maria, however, not running well. That's not good for Anne Maria, because as things stand, Anne Maria would be one of the 4 drivers that get eliminated in this race. Reagan Whitlock, 11th in points. He would be 2. Soraya Itman's up front with, up there in that front group. Where's Greg Rutz in this conversation? There's Alita Therese. Therese 4th in the points. Bouvier was the points leader. Brenda Eveline is 6th, so this is not good for Brenda Eveline unless she picks it up. But Whitlock and Ann Maria would be 2 of the 4 drivers confirmed as of right now that would not move on to the round of 8 and be eliminated. Seth Cole might be number 3 the way he's running. Where is Greg Rutz running right now? He's in 12th. He is ahead of Seth Cole. So Seth would be 3, and possibly Luke Knight would be 4. As of now, Seth Cole, Luke Knight, Reagan Whitlock, and Ann Maria, as of now, unless things changes, would be the 4 drivers that get eliminated. And somehow, some way, Soraya Itzmed would be in the round of 8 as things stand. But here's the catch. If Soraya Itzmed goes to victory lane, she's automatically into the round of 8, and that would not be good news for Seth Cole, Luke Knight, Greg Rutz and company, because that would be bad news, and Soraya would have 5 bonus points going into the reformatted playoff standings. Because remember, the first 2 races of the playoffs was won by playoff contenders. The last 3 have been won by non-playoff contenders. And Van Damme's trying to make it 4 for 4. Also in this round, non-playoff drivers have been to victory lane this season. In this round, I should say. Not this season, but in this round. You get what I mean. Started with Chloe Erickson at Bristol. I forgot who won. Cody, I know, won last week. I can't remember who won a few weeks ago. But Van Damme is trying to become the 4th non-playoff driver to go to victory lane. And she's been leading since the start of this race. And of course, this car is painted under the United States of America flag. Almost like what Dale Earnhardt Jr. ran in the Pepsi 400 in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2007. And the other thing is, it's strange to see the 02 car leading in this race without the name Jessica Shelton in it. Because I know in other NR series, Jessica Shelton always runs the 02. Kyle Sutton trying to find a way to get around the Budweiser Chevrolet. And it's really critical for Van Damme to just try to hold off these 2 drivers. Either way for Van Damme, this is really going to be a good points day because, like I said, 21st in points, not battling for the championship. Her team owner, Kevin Joseph, is leading the championship of the drivers that are not in the playoffs from 17th all the way down to 38th. So for the drivers that didn't make the playoffs, all they're trying to find is victory lane. That's all they're doing, not only for this race, but the last 4 races of the season. And I will just say this. Bristol, we had kind of a wreck fest. Even though it involved half a dozen cars. This one's a caution. This one's looking like to be a caution-free race unless otherwise. But something tells me we are not going to have a caution-free race when we go to Coca-Cola in 3 weeks' time. Because it doesn't matter how crazy that race is. We know it will not be a caution-free race because we will definitely have the dreaded big one striking that really could shake up who would make the Final Four to compete for the championship in 3 weeks' time. Check on the back of the field. Reagan Whitlock's not doing his championship hopes any favor. Unless Reagan Whitlock can do something, I think we can just say that will be his championship hopes done. And Maria, likewise for her. Jamestown, I think, should be okay to move on to the next round. Oh, yeah, because Also, I don't know where Brenda Eveling is, where she's at. Boovie, I think, will be okay, even though she's going to lose the points lead. There's Betty Johnson, not the season she would have liked. Where's that 88 of Eveling? There's Seth Cole and Soraya Itzmed. Having some good runs. Daniel Voles having another good run. Daniel Voles has been struggling. Ever since he got eliminated in the playoffs, the last couple of weeks have not been kind. Where's that 88 of Eveling? No, that's Tyler Henderson. I wanted Eveling, not Henderson, you derping game. She's running 30th. That's not good. There's a good chance Nathan Orman's going to have one of his drivers moving on to the next round and his other driver sadly getting eliminated at this rate we're looking at. There's Kyle Langland up there at the front. Kyle Langland, remember, he's one of the drivers that's in the round of 12 trying to make it into the next round of the playoffs. And if Kyle Langland wins, he would be the points leader heading into next week if he wins this race. If not, then all of the 8 contenders going into the round of 8 are going to be based on points, all tied for the points lead. Wouldn't that be a shocker? Langland's up to second. Question is, does he have enough time? Betty Johnson set the fastest lap of the race, 34.254. Our leader, Van Damme, 34.470. She's the slowest, but she's in clean air. So the slowest car on track is actually the leader, which I find that really weird, if you ask me. Troy Kang battling for second. The more these two cars go side by side, the more that's going to allow Van Damme to pull away, and it's really going to make it easier for her to pull away, and it makes it a lot difficult for drivers like Troy Kang to try to reel her in. And next week, we're going to Texas. That's going to be a fun race. The first race of the round of 8. Ironically enough, in real life, that's what the Cup Series, the NASCAR Cup Series start. The first race of the round of 8 is Texas. Again, irony is real. We're coming to 5 laps of racing to go here at Michigan. Round 32. For the Oreo Cup Series, but more importantly, elimination race number 2 of this series. And where Greg Rutz is running, Greg Rutz might just lock himself a spot into the round of 8. Kyle Langland looks like he's going to lock up a spot in the round of 8 if those two stay where they're at. So it's really looking good for Greg Rutz, who came in this race in elimination spot number 1. So he'll be out of the danger zone entering next week's race. There's Troy Kang. The question is for these drivers, is there any way they can reel in that 0-2 car? Kyle Langland right there. Daniel Voles having a quiet run. There's Greta Wagner, who's had a struggle in the playoffs, got eliminated in the first round, but last couple of weeks, like Daniel Voles, has not had a great season, and she would like to get her season turned around. Looks like Seth Cole's possibly going to move on. Soraya Itzmed is looking like she could possibly move on. We'll see. 3 laps to go. Also, keep in mind, Troy Kang has not been to victory lane this season. Kyle Langland, on the other hand, has. He's looking for win number 4 and a ticket to the round of 8, no matter what happens in this one. Can Alexandria Van Damme hold off these drivers for 2 more circuits? We'll find out. Two to go. Here comes Kyle Langland in the 077. Van Damme cuts off the inside line to try to keep those two behind. What a job Alexandria Van Damme has done. It's a shame she couldn't make the playoffs this season, but hey, as I said in the elimination race at Bristol, a win is a win. You can take that. White flag in the air one more time around Michigan International Speedway for Alexandria Van Damme. A driver who has really struggled so far, not just in this series, but in Reese's, who almost got dropped to Buffalo Wild Wings series, signed a multi-year extension to remain with KJM, comes into this series having a struggling season, 21st in the points. Can she hold off Kyle Langland? Looks like yes is the answer. First win of the season. Alexandria Van Damme, the first Belgium driver to win in the WRA. She wins the race at Michigan. The Pure Michigan 400 goes to the driver from Spa, Belgium, and becomes the third KJM driver to go to victory lane this season. Well, that will definitely please Kevin Joseph, if you ask me. Great job for Van Damme. She definitely needed this victory. It has not been a smooth season for the Belgian driver, and she finally goes to victory lane. She's in the All-Star race next year. How about that? So good job. Kyle Langland, so close, second. He's in the round of 8. Greg Rutz, third. He's in the round of 8. Troy King, fourth. Daniel Vols, fifth. Good run for him. Greta Wagner, sixth. Soraya Itmed, seventh. She's ahead of drivers like Seth Cole, Luke Knight. Soraya Itmed is in the next round of the playoffs. Good for her. Amber Downey, 8th. Seth Cole, 9th. Seth Cole's moving on. And Tyler Henderson in 10th. Tyler Henderson is moving on. Boy, this is pretty big as you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results. Where's the rest of your playoff drivers? Anne Maria Reagan Whitlock, 37th and 38th. They are confirmed. They will not move on to the next round. They have been eliminated from the championship. Luke Knight, he finished 19th. Marion Jamestown, 20th. Evelyn, 23rd. And Seth Cole is ahead of her. Luke Knight is ahead of Brenda Evelyn. This is not good for Nathan Orman. Greg Rotz also finished ahead of Brenda Evelyn. I think I know who might be eliminated. Oh, boy. Let's see. And Alita Perez ended up finishing 25th. So, and Kyle Langland's ahead of her. Luke Knight is not. Let me see. Kyle Langland, is ahead of Perez. Evelyn is ahead of Perez, not by much. Ooh. I don't know who's moving on and who's not. I know Kyle Langland is moving on because he finished second. Same with Tyler Henderson. Seth Cole's moving on. It's going to come down to who's going to get eliminated and all that. You'll find out down in the comment section down below after this video goes up. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's race. Congratulations to Alexandria Van Damme on the victory. If you guys enjoyed today's race at Michigan, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become a part of the PCSRA crew today. We have shown you your full finisher results all the way down to 38th. Next up, next week you will see the 8 drivers moving on the next round and the 4 that got eliminated. You'll see also that in the comment section down below. So until next week at Texas, I've been Daniel Vols signing off. We'll see you next time, as you have been watching a production of the WRA Oreo Cup Series on the PCSRA Sports and Gaming Channel, the best in our racing around the world since 2017. So long from the Irish Hills of Michigan.